The Cuirassier Regiment, Queen No.2 Number 2, was a Prussian cavalry regiment, formed in 1717 as Dragoner-Regiment No. 5 Bayreuth Dragoner. It was originally a dragoon regiment and was part of the Prussian order of battle. Until 1918, the Bayreuth Dragoons achieved fame for the role in winning the Battle of Hohenfriedberg in 1745. In 1819 it was transformed into a Cuirassier Regiment. Apart from short interruptions, the regimental garrison was Passwalk in western Pomerania from 1721 to 1919. History. Pre-Napoleonic, the Prussian Dragoner-Regiment No. 5 was formed by a royal order on 2 April 1717. The new formation was to be sponsored by Oberst Chas von der Schulenburg and raised from recruits in the duchies Wansbach and Bayreuth. By the 1st of June the regiment was formed, with 44 officers and NCOs and 295 cavalry troopers, all aged between 20 and 40 years old. By 1718, the regiment had expanded to 4 squadrons comprising 689 men. It was not until 1730 that the regiment reached its full size, 10 squadrons, a total of 62 officers, 120 NCOs, standard bearers, 30 drummers and 1,320 cavalry troopers. On 7 August 1731 the regiment was granted the honor title Bayreuth Dragoner and was redesignated Dragoner-Regiment No. 5 Bayreuth Dragoner. The regiment wore the standard powder blue coat of the Prussian Dragoons with crimson turnbacks and facings. The regiment first saw action during the War of Austrian Succession. At the Battle of Mollwitz, 6 squadrons of the regiment were engaged on an attack on the Austrians' left wing. This attack caused the enemy to retreat and brought victory for the Prussian king, Frederick the Great. At the Battle of Chotusitz, the regiment did not fare as well. During 2 cavalry attacks, the Bayreuth Dragoons failed to break through the enemy lines and suffered heavy losses, including 14 officers and 3 standards. The regiment won its reputation at the Battle of Hohenfriedberg. The Austrian commander, Prince Charles Alexander of Lorraine, was holding against repeated Prussian infantry attacks. The commander of the Bayreuth Dragoons, General-Lieutenant Gessler, saw an opportunity to attack a large force of Austrian infantry attacking the exhausted Prussian infantry. The 10 squadrons of the regiment formed into 2 columns and charged into the Austrians. In the fighting that followed, the Bayreuth Dragoons destroyed 20 Austrian and Saxon battalions, took 2,500 prisoners, and captured 67 regimental standards, losing only 6 officers and 28 men killed. Prince Karl was forced to retreat in disarray, and a battle was won. After the charge at Hohenfriedberg, the regiment was permitted to wear a golden 67 on their cartridge cases. They also received a diploma from Frederick the Great, naming all officers who took part in the charge and praising the regiment, as well as granting them their own regimental march, the Hohenfriedberger March, composed by Frederick himself. Although the regiment was present at the Battle of Soor, it did not see any action, arriving just before the Austrian defeat. With the outbreak of the 7 Years' War in 1756, the regiment was in the vanguard of the Prussian advance into Saxony. At the Battle of Lobositz, the regiment was involved in the 2 failed cavalry charges against the Austrians on the Hohenfriedberg. The regiment performed as well as could be expected, with 2 squadrons rescuing the Gardes du Corps from annihilation. The Dragoons participated in the Siege of Pirna, and on 6 May 1757 took part in the bitterly fought Battle of Prague. In the French Revolutionary Wars, the regiment marched southwest in 1792 to fight in northern France in the Palatinate and Baden. In the Battle of Jena Auschwitz against Napoleon it was almost routed. Coalition Wars and onwards. In 1806, Queen Consort Louise of Prussia became Colonel-in-Chief of the regiment. Subsequently it was renamed the Königin Dragoner per Royal Order on 5 March 1806. After the death of the Queen, a royal order from 4 August 1810 declared that the regiment should forever bear the name Regiment of the Queen. Thus it was called Regiment Königin Dragoner until 5 November 1816. On 6 November 1816 it was renamed to 1. Dragoner-Regiment. For 28 May 1819 on it was restructured into a Cuirassier Regiment and was then called 2. Cuirassier Regiment Königin. Its final name was awarded on 4 June 1860. Cuirassier Regiment Königin No.2 No.2. In the War of the Sixth Coalition, the Queen's Dragoons fought in the Battle of Ligny, the Battle of Waterloo and at Meaux in 1815–1816. The regiment was mobilized in the Second Schleswig War and went to war but did not see considerable action. In the Austro-Prussian War of 1866, the Cuirassiers took part in the Battle of Königgrätz amongst others. During the Franco-Prussian War, the regiment fought at Columbia on 14 August and at Gravelotte on 18 August 1870. For the 1st of September to the 29th of October 1870 the regiment was part of the army that besieged Metz and Thunville. After that followed engagements near Baume-le-Roland, Monet, Danzig on 6 and 7 January 1871 at Saint-Amand and Villechauve-Villeproche. World War I. The regiment's campaigns in World War I were mostly in cooperation with the 2nd Pomeranian Uhlan Regiment No. 9 as part of the 3rd Cavalry Brigade, 6th Cavalry Division. Engagements and tasks include 1914 advance through Belgium and subsequent fighting in northern France. 1915 Second Battle of the Masurian Lakes. 1916 static warfare in the swamps of Polysia. 1917 patrolling in Belgium and begin of infantry drill. 1918 abandoning of the horses and restructuring into a mounted infantry regiment within 6th Mounted Infantry Division, fighting in Flanders and at Cambrai. After the ceasefire the regiment retreated home to Pomerania. It was formally disbanded in 1919. Regimental sponsors: Generalleutnant Chas von der Schulenburg, Generalleutnant in Markgraf Friedrich Prince von Bayreuth, Generalleutnant Friedrich Christian Markgraf von Bayreuth, Generalleutnant Christian Friedrich Karl Alexander Markgraf von Ansbach und Bayreuth, Major Queen Consort Louise.